Hello, this is Carrier, and I have another video for you today. Today I have the Prima Marketing Watercolor Confections watercolor paints kit. So I have this for you. There is a subscribe link up there. There's a whole bunch of links down below. So if you like this video, like this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Okay, let's get started. So I have, as part of my promise to you guys, to have more affordable artist supplies reviewed on here. I have this Prima Marketing set of watercolor paints. It comes in a metal tin, which is actually a quite nice metal tin. It's not as good as the metal tin that my professional paints came in, but it's pretty good. I paid, I got this on Amazon Prime, and they had one of these flash deals that they had. And I think I paid about, just a little bit over $10. So I didn't really pay a lot for these at all. I'm super excited. They come in this metal tin. And just like the artist grade metal tins, you can take this part out, and then you have additional blending areas right here. I haven't used these to see if they stain or not, but if they do stain, you can just take a magic eraser to them. They come wrapped like this, and you pull them out the same way you do your other artist grade supplies, or you can just slide these out too if you want to just slide these out. And the way that they're wrapped kind of like little trees. The only thing I don't like is that this is a little bit more difficult to pull out than the artist grade ones, which is a lot easier to pull out. But anyway, you just pull these out, and then that's how you get it out. So some of these have already been unwrapped. I'm not going to make a bunch of noise and unwrap these on screen, but I do want to show you how to put them back in once you have them. So let me show you how to put these back in. The other thing is, these are not they say that in the box it says artist quality, but they're not really artist grade, because the artist grade paints would have had like the pigment information, and a name like New Gamboge or something like that, that's based on the pigment. But these just have a number. They don't even have a paint, but they are planning on selling refills. So I think the numbers will mark the refills when they come out. But the way that they're packaged, hold on. Actually, let me get out and show you. The way that they're packaged is they're wrapped like this, and then you have to tear this part out. Hold on, let me show you. You tear this part out, and they unwrap. You know, kind of like, I've heard other people describe them as like a candy kind of thing. But either way, it's kind of cute. It is a little noisy. So that's how they're wrapped, and then they have the number on there. But let me show you how to put these back in the metal casing once you get them out. So hold on, let me show you. So the way that you put them back in, it's easier if you take this. It's easier if you take this back in. So you want to press this up further than the line would hold, and then you got to put this side in first. Put the other side in first. No, this is still too loose. You got to put this other side in first, and then you pop the second side in, and that will leave it should be nice and secure, so it doesn't like jingle around too much. So that's how you do it. So I'm going to take a break, unwrap these, put them back in the order, and then we're going to test the actual paint and see how the paints perform. Okay, I'm back. I just want to show you one last time real quick how I got this in. So I put this in a little first. Sometimes I got to finagle in to figure out how far in I should push this in. But I did notice that these are not as secure as the artist grade ones. But usually you put this side in first. This side that doesn't move, you snap that side in first. You can see it there that side is snapped in first. And then you pop that in, and that should be secure. It's not as secure as they are on the artist grade, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's, as long as it's relatively secure, it's fine. All right, so now we're going to put this back in. And now we get to actually test the actual paints. All right, let's test these actual paints. I didn't test the white in advance. As you guys know, I'm not usually a fan of these paint markers, of these brush pens, but I thought I would just give them a shot. So I'm just giving this thing a shot just to be, fair or whatever. But this set does unlike a lot of student sets, this set does not come with a so the white is, you can't really see the white, but the set does not come with a with a brush. So you will have to supply your own brush for this set. But, you know, for, you know, around $10 on Amazon Prime, then it's not really, or on Amazon, it's not really, you know, like you don't necessarily expect to get a brush. So what I've done in the past is I have like put in a drop of water. I'm not doing it for this first one just to show you how it is out of the pan, but I will for the next bit. For the bottom row, I will just to show you how it is. So it does have a, you know, it does have a good amount of color. It's not the brightest, but it is, you know, these are sort of student quality, so they are pretty good for what they are. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to drop some water in, let the water sit. So by doing that, you let it soften up a little bit so that they're easier to lift from there. Because the way it is now, it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. And I do that even with my artist grade paints. So I'm super excited to see how these play out and how you guys like these. All right, so I've put in a drop of water and I let it sit for a few seconds. But I did want to show you this. It comes with this for you to do some swatching on these. I am not sure what the point of this, because this is not watercolor paper. This has a sort of glossy texture, so I just toss this and I'm not even going to use that. Instead, I'm going to use real watercolor paper to do mine. So I'm going to do the swatching on this real watercolor paper. And so what this is, the paper that I'm using here, in case you guys are curious, the paper that I'm using here is the 200 grade practice Strathmore watercolor paper. And I'm using the 200 series practice instead of the 400 series, which is what I would normally use, only because these are, you know, these are inexpensive materials and I want to see like how they perform together. But if you guys want to see me try this out on the artist grade, let me know. Oh, these are not bad paints at all. They're definitely, that's the thing too, is just because they're affordable doesn't mean that they're not very good. So these are still very good paints, and you see that how much easier it is to lift once you've had a drop of water in there for a while, and you see that the color's a lot stronger too. So I like doing this with the drop of water in there because it's a little stronger. And you definitely get a better feel for them that way. So normally I would do this off camera, but I figure it's only a few colors. So I figure you guys would not mind seeing how, oh, this is a really nice purple. You see how much pigment you got out of that? Oh, that's really nice. But this does use oh, this is really nice. Oh, wow. This is really nice. These are actually really good paints. I'm really impressed. I must admit that I had, you know, I'm gonna say slightly unfair, but I didn't really have high expectations for these, being that they're $10 and they were, I'm gonna say $12. They were, you know, definitely under 15 on Amazon. I don't remember the exact price. And a metal tin with nothing in it cost like $20. And then the plastic half pan trays cost like, you know, 50 cents a piece. I'm thinking that these paints were probably not going to be very good, but I'm definitely impressed by how good they are. They're not going to be light fast or anything, but you know, like you're getting student grade paints and you're getting them at a really nice price. So, and these are really good. These have really good pigmentation so far. I must say that I'm definitely impressed. And dropping that drop of water earlier definitely makes a huge difference. Look how much more pigment this came out than the one I did earlier. So I definitely suggest that. Yeah, these are really good. I'm definitely highly impressed by these. You could totally use these for your adult coloring books. I'm going to see in a minute, once I finish doing the last of these charts, I'm going to see how they mix. I'm going to get another sheet out and then see how they mix together. I'm going to try to mix some colors. But overall, I must say I am extremely impressed. I wouldn't use these for pages that you plan on hanging, because I would not trust that these were going to be light fast, because usually light fastness is something that companies, you know, they put a lot of effort and time into, and they charge for it. So I would not expect these to be light fast at all. So but I do want to show you the difference. And this was for, I did two, I think these two, the colors are, it looks like the colors are inversed. Yeah, they are. So these two colors are inversed. Doesn't matter. But these I did just by taking the water brush and putting it on the paper. But the rest of them I did by dropping a drop of water in first, and then pulling out the color. And I found that did work a lot better. So let's get some more paper out. Let's see if this sheet is blank. No, this sheet is not blank. Let's get some more of this student grade paper out. Pluck out another sheet on top, and let's do some color mixing. Let's see. So this comes with, this is kind of a, you know, like a pine green, and this is kind of like a pale blue. So let me see, what if you wanted to get a more blue-green. So that section is green. This is like a pale blue. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, definitely if you want to see, although I did now end up getting some green on here, but it looks like this, you know, this cleans up nicely once you, if you want to just get the other color up that was there before. So it does sort of clean up. The paints do feel, they don't feel as creamy as some of the artist grade paints, but they don't feel chalky at all either. So they feel really quite nice. These are definitely paints that I would recommend if you aren't sure if watercolor is for you. So like, let's say you are starting out and you want to see if, you know, watercolor is a medium that you're going to enjoy, and you're not sure that this medium is for you. So you want to try to get something to see if this is something that you want to go into. Let's see how these colors mix. So this is not the best paper, but you're getting some, you know, you're getting a sense of what the colors are capable of doing. I like this. This is really nice. You can mix these. You can also just mix these on the palette itself. I just haven't done that yet. I haven't used I've been using like a magic eraser on these palettes to get the grease out so they don't bead. But for you guys, since I'm testing this and seeing how it works, let's see what we can do. Getting some pink out of here. Let's get some pink. Oh, I don't know if I did a droplet on the pink. No. Oh, this is beading too much. Yeah, this is not going to be... I'm going to need to magic erase this to really get this to work properly, because right now it's just beading up really badly. All right, that's better. Let's try once. I keep going back to this purple. I might just be a fan of purple. I do like purple a lot for adult coloring books. All right. So these mix on the palette really nicely too. And then you can get like a nice pink purple here. Let me move this up a little bit. Get like a nice pink purple here. I like that. That's a cute color. Let me try something else. Let me try some orange. So get some orange here. Oh, actually, I meant to try the orange over here because I wanted to see how this mixes on the palette. So let me just get some orange here. And then I'm going to get some yellow. So I'm going to do some orange and some yellow. You know what? Let me do some orange and some red instead. I think that will show you a little bit more what it can do. So some orange and some red. The other thing is that these dry relatively quickly on this paper. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, that's a nice color too. So these are, you can get, you can definitely get a feel for a watercolor with these, and you can get some practice. And you can start to see some of the, you can start to experiment with these. And especially if you want to do something in your adult coloring books with the watercolor, but you don't want to invest like even $30 for a lot of people is not something that they want to invest into a medium that they've never tried before. So you want to just put in like a quick 12, 13 bucks, go on Amazon, see what kind of deals you can get for this, or even definitely, even if these cost me $15, I would still be really happy with these. Especially since I was actually not even planning on keeping the paint. I'm a bad man. I know. I'm a bad man. But I definitely can keep these for practice and for studies. And also for some pages and trying out new things and experimenting. So let me try that here. Alright. So this is not as clean a mix as some of the other ones. But it's still really good. You can definitely still use that for your forest scenes. You see that at the bottom. So these are all various kinds of mixtures that I've done. This one especially looks really nice. These two, I think I mixed these two on here. These are mixed before these two I mixed on the palette as well. So you can see that they do give you a nice color and a nice little vibrancy here. So definitely I would recommend these if you are just starting out, or even if you just want to try something new, if you want to try a new medium, if you're not sure watercolors are for you, if you see a great deal, definitely these would suffice for crafting. Definitely for crafting, for adult coloring books. These are totally fine. So you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can get these, and they should be, I'm going to put this red back on here. I'm gonna put this red back on here. So just make sure, like, I feel like to get the maximum color, I'm gonna try to do something. Try to see about mixing red and blue and seeing what kind of color we can get here from this red and this blue here. Okay, so this is giving us a kind of purple, very similar to the purple that we got on here. Let me put this on here and see how this purple compares me to the purple that we already had on here. Oh yeah, these are really good. Yeah, you can definitely practice with these, use these up. So I hope you guys like this little introduction, first impressions video on these. Let me know what you guys think about these. And also let me know down in the comments what kind of art supply deals you guys have been finding recently. So if you guys found a good deal, you guys found something really nice, let me know. These will reactivate. Oh, and they'll reactivate nicely. So if you want to go back in. I haven't tried layering them. Let me try layering. I'm going to try to do some layering on here. Let's see if I want to layer this pink purple on top of the same color. Alright, so when you try to layer, it looks like it lifts more than it layers. But let me try one last time. One last time. Sorry. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, these aren't gonna really layer all that nicely. So it's good that they have a lot of color. Yeah, they're just gonna pick up the color. Instead of layering, they're just gonna pick up the color. So if you're not gonna do a lot of layering, if you just want to do one layer and be one and done, these are perfect for that. if you aren't sure that watercolors are for you, or if you just want to get a nice affordable metal tin for an inexpensive price, then these are definitely a way to go. And the color vibrancy on here is really nice. As I said before, I don't really know if they're gonna last in terms of in terms of if you put them on display. But if you're not planning on using them for display, if you just want to put these on your pages, which are going to be inside a closed book, like inside your adult coloring book, or if you want to use these for crafting, then these are perfectly fine and very inexpensive way to get into watercolor. So if you're looking for an inexpensive way to get into watercolor, I definitely recommend these, because when they're done, if you want, you don't necessarily have to keep these pans in here. They were relatively easy to remove the so that when it's done, it's relatively easy to either refill with a different brand or just take your Swiss Army knife and cut out the inside, and so anything that's left you can just cut it out and rinse it off, and then use the same plastic tin for your artist grades if you want to, if you ever feel like you want to upgrade a particular color or you want to replace them. So it shouldn't be that difficult. So these are really good if you don't know if watercolor for you, you're looking for something to try them out. I say for, you know, anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks, which is what I've seen them for on Amazon. This is a perfect deal. It's a very good deal. You would probably end up paying $6 alone for the plastic half pan tins anyway. So, not to mention the metal tin. So these are probably one of the best values. I don't know how long it's going to stay at these prices. So I would just snatch a couple of them up anyway, just to have. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys have any questions below, let me know down in the comments what kind of art supply deals you guys have gotten recently. Let me know what you guys think about this series of inexpensive art supplies and these first impression videos, because I usually do a much more in-depth review, but I just thought I would do like a first impressions video for a change. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, share this with your friends. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.